Yo, what is going on? It's your boy Jay Spencer King, and I got my crew back together again. It feels like it's been a long time.
I know.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, how you
Yo,
doing, bro? How you feeling good or what?
man, I'm feeling good. You feeling good?
Hell yeah, you look good.
Man, I try to look good as much as
You're
possible.
glowing.
No. You're lighting. You're glowing. First of all, can I talk about this with you all the time, A-Dubs? Your profile picture on Twitter, first of all, the drip that you just like, she's sitting there holding this bag. Do you ever pay attention to it? She got on like this pea coat thing. I don't even know if it's a pea coat, but she got on this coat and she's just like, she got so much sass in this picture. And she acts like, she ain't fly, but I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna pull it up.
I'm just
What's
saying.
going
Oh
on
my
with you?
god.
Pull it up because she don't respond. If you hit her, she won't
Nah,
respond to me.
nah.
So
Oh my god,
We're
sir.
gonna put her on blast.
You see that hot mama? Let me see her.
Oh my god.
Let me see. I'm getting to
She
pull it up here
blushing?
now because she.
Yeah, I am 100%. Oh my god, like, putting on the spot.
It's probably gonna be a little small because of the way Twitter do it, but we're gonna put Ange on the spot real quick.
Oh my god.
Look at the drip.
uh,
Look at the drip.
Thank you guys. I love fashion. The only thing I love more than football is fashion. I really do. So thank you.
You know,
guys.
that's funny. We can start there because Kristen and I were talking about that the other day, and one of the things that she was saying was like she doesn't know like if it came down to like music or sports or if it came down to And I'm like, man, if somebody told me I couldn't listen to music no more or watch football, it would be easy. Like I'm listening to music. There's no way I'm gonna get rid of music. Just as a little fun thing because we always go right into it and we just talk some stuff. So let's ask because I know for Sterling, music is kind of the same type of love that it is for me. Where would you go, Sterling? Would it be music or sports for you? Would you cut back football or would you cut back music?
man, that's like I can't choose, man. That's like
got to.
Oh
got
man,
to.
if I had to choose, man, I music gets you through anything, right? I would cut back on sports. Music is for the soul.
See, and for me, it didn't even take me that long to figure that out. A-Dubs, I know you just said fashion, and you're just like, I don't know. Where would you go between the fashion and sports? Would you let sports go first, or would you let go fashion first?
You know what? I'm actually gonna say I would let fashion go first before sports, just because for me, like being an athlete really helped me through some tough times I was going through. That maybe music didn't help me or talking to people didn't help me, but like going on a field and being around my teammates and, being active helped me. So I'm going to say sports is what I would keep.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna switch it up back to music for K-Gun because we were talking about this and she couldn't quite decide, but I'm going to ask her again live in front of everybody. Where are we going? You going to stick with sports or you going to stick with music?
Okay, wait. So I have possibly a loophole.
Ooh.
During
No.
like, do I get to still listen to the Monday Night Football song, the Sunday Night Football song? Do I still get to hear like that beautiful melody every single week? Also, can I replay the game so I can go back and put that little spot on loop?
And does she get the shout song?
Thank you.
There's no music. You saying no music. So you watching that thing on mute. You can listen to Chris Collingsworth talk all night. That's all you're hearing.
No.
You don't hear any music.
Well, I would leave the entire game on mute then. I'm picking sports.
Dawn says that she would she said if she had to choose, she would cut sports. That's rough. It's tough. But I don't know. I just feel like for me, I love sports. I've always loved sports. Football has been like one of those things where it's protected me. Like on the weekends, like that's what helps me get through the week. Like, okay, it's Tuesday at work. It's long. Okay, I got Thursday night football. Then, so it just helps me kind of get through my week. It kind of helps me not get as annoyed with people. But music, like Sterling said, it's like it doesn't matter. Like I have a song for everything. I got like, there's certain types of music that will get me in a specific mood when I need it. If I need to get hype, I got that. If I need to be motivated, I got that. If I got a meeting, I got that. So I can't do that with a game. I can't put on a game from whenever and be like, all right, I'm ready to go here and knock this meeting out. Like, it's just not the same for me.
Bro, you gotta tell them when we were in Buffalo, man, in the hotel room, we sat there and listened to music and talked for like 4 hours, dog.
Yeah, man, we were up until like 3 in the morning listening and talking about music.
Yeah, it was one of the best times, man. One of the best times.
I'll just
was ready to go to sleep.
I'm old.
No, Strohs was ready to go to sleep. Strohs was like, "Look, man, I can't." But I can talk music all night, which you found out. Like
that's my dude, man. Smith is my homie, though. He's my homie.
He'll tell you though, ain't none of it fake. You saw it,
right.
Ain't none of it fake, bro. So, but let's get into it. So, we just the Buffalo Bills finally kind of got back on track. We had that embarrassing loss to the Jaguars, and then we figured it out, got back on track against the Jets. Let's talk a little bit about that game. I don't want to spend too much time there because it's the Jets. It's whatever. So first, Kristen, you went to the game. You went to Jersey. What was it like?
You know what? I think it was much different than any other away game that I've ever been to, because that fan base is just straight up sad. They're just sad. And that's really what it is. They really didn't heckle us. They just kind of walked with frowns. That's really what it was, to a point. So I scored front row. That was the first game I've ever sat front row for. Scored front row tickets, and that meant that since we were in the corner, in each corner they've got security guards. In each corner, that's where like the flag guys stand and they wait for the touchdown so that they can run the flags. They didn't get to do that. So they sat there instead. Like, it was like we had this direct contact with these flag guys and we were heckling them the entire game. And like halfway through, they just turned around and it was just like desolation in their face. And we're like, we are so sorry. Like you felt bad after a while picking on them, right? The same thing. It wasn't a bad experience at all. It was really, really fun for Bills fans, but it also felt like a little bit of my heart felt for Jets fans, because I was looking into the faces of like, the drought Bills fans. They're in that realm right now, and it was, we get it, Jets fans, sort of that,
Well, you know what? So my question to you about that is, though, because it's like a part of you wants to feel bad because you can relate. It's like, we've been, like you said, I get it, Jets fans, I get it. But then like I log in on Twitter Sunday morning, and like before the game starts, you're seeing all of these Jets fans post these videos. Like there was one guy, that smashed a beer with a bat. Then there was another guy that did so it's like the fan base is still like overly confident as if they're like actually good. I don't know how much I can really feel bad for them. What was it like as far as like in the stadium? Were they still coming back at you, or were they really talking a bunch of crap? No?
And no, maybe it was just my section. That's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't on Twitter that day. I was at the tailgate, and I was in the Bills lot. So I think I saw one Jets fan in there the whole time, because we basically took over lot 26. Once I got into the game, nothing. I mean, there was definitely Jets fans around me. You know what was interesting? This will tell you the energy level of Jets fans right now. About maybe 10 minutes into the first, one of the security guards came down. The first quarter, the security came down and made me and the other two Bills fans that I was there with sit down. Because Jets fans are so bored with their life that they are sitting in the stands during the first quarter of a football game, and they were angry that they couldn't see through our backs.
Yeah.
I mean,
but then it was like we sat, we kind of were like, well, okay. So we sat down.
Get it though. I
was gonna say, that's why I'm like, well, yeah.
Look, they're taking that ass whooping. Like, sit your ass down. Like, I would have been like that too. Sit your ass down. You're doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Sit down, man. Sit down.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But also, like, maybe like the third quarter, but like it was 10 minutes into the game, and the entire stadium.
They don't win.
They don't.
They don't win. They got an identity crisis. They just suck ass all the time. I would have been like, girl, sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
So I got a question for you, because I know you had your Mafia Babes flag. So did they yell at you for your flag? Because when I was in Miami, I got yelled at a few times by security to stop flying my flag. And I was like, why would I do that? I'm sorry, I'm a happy fan, and you guys are getting your ass whooped. Like,
yeah, dude, I got yelled at for that too. And actually, I'm gonna, you know what? I'll send it to you, and maybe I'll put it on Twitter too. I have a picture of the security guard who he's now yelling at me at this point for like the third time to put the flag away, because in there it was okay if I had it, but you couldn't hang it over. It couldn't be over the green of the sidewall, right? But like, I'm 5'1". My arm span isn't that long, so
right.
like,
I'm 4'11", girl. I feel you.
So I'm like holding it over that thing, because even if I hold it up, then I can't see anything, right? So I was doing it anyways. But I have a picture of the security guard kind of like shaking his fist at me and yelling at me again. Like I had my hand, like I had my phone in the one hand.
I hope you felt proud, because I felt proud when I got yelled at. I'm like, yeah.
There was
proud to get yelled at.
We became buddies.
I was.
His name was Ron, by the way. Ron, the security guard. Like after that, I was like, Ron, I'm gonna take my flag out. He's like, don't you do it.
Boy, hey, Spence, you hear them? White folks be making friends with everybody, don't they? Ron, the security guard. It's like, man.
Right, she know homie name. I'm like, oh, you know Ron, huh? Okay.
Ron has 3 kids. He has a credit score of 725, and he's a mortgage broker.
Wow.
God dang, boy.
Yo, okay, y'all.
Oh my God. Okay.
Y'all cutting up tonight. We gotta let's talk football, but before let's get off of New York. But before we get off of New York, real quick, Krista, you went and you posted this dope picture. What was New York like in general for you? How did you enjoy New York?
I'm sorry. Give me a second, Sterl. Well, talk to a lot of people in Times Square with that too, Sterling. No, that was actually a really great time. So we drove right from Buffalo to New York City. And so rather than stopping, we did get a hotel room in New Jersey, but rather than stopping in New Jersey and then going to the party, we just drove right there. Went right into downtown, did like the whole, party, Bills Mafia thing, takeover. And then after, we were getting ready to go back to the hotel. And I was like, I've lived in Buffalo my entire life, except for a small spurt. I've never been to Times Square ever. So I wanted to go and do that. And I had the flag with me, and I was like, one real quick photo with this one. But it was different in that regard, because obviously New York City is mammoth compared to any other city, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Nashville, what. So it was completely different in the vibe, that you're walking around in New York City and you're not seeing Bills Mafia, because there's just so many people. So that was one thing that I was like, this isn't as fun, because there's just a sea of people and none of them are wearing Bills stuff and none of them are wearing football stuff. Like I didn't see any Jets fans until we were at the game.
Wow, so that is
all in New Jersey. That's why.
Well, yeah, and it's different because, I get Kristen's point though, because like we always talk about how well Bills Mafia travels, and we go and take over cities, or at least at the very least we're gonna go and take over a block. We'll shut down the block and have a party. That wasn't the case in New York, because New York is New York. Yeah,
not at all.
Wow.
It was very strange. Like the only time that I saw Bills Mafia in New York was when we were at the Bills backers bar.
Man. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess, because really, if we took the entire population of Buffalo and went out to New York, it still wouldn't really, So I get it. We can't really take over like that. But let's talk a little bit about I don't want to talk too much about it. I want to talk a little bit about the game. Mike White, we humbled him. He felt like he should have been a number 1 overall pick. He didn't look like one. He looked like he let off a couple picks to number 1 first round draft picks and stuff, but I wasn't too impressed with him last week. What were your thoughts on him, Ange?
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. Certainly our secondary kind of embarrassed him a little bit, especially with all the interceptions and everything like that. Ed Oliver had a hell of a game as well. But I don't think he should have been the number 1 pick. I'll say that. I think our defense did a really good job. I was really proud of them and how they played, but overall, I wasn't that impressed. And we even got to see Joe Flacco. So, and I think that's actually who they're going to be rolling with moving forward. So, to say we broke the Jets isn't, an understatement.
Yeah, I think they are going to be starting Joe Flacco, and I know to Lindsay, Lindsay is going to be extremely excited about that. For Lindsay, okay, I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with her or not, but she's like a Joe Flacco and Josh Rosen fan, and I don't know where her fandom for these two guys come from, but
She's
Joe
not even
Flacco,
just a
she's like
fan.
in love.
She's like full blown super fan over them.
Yeah, yeah. When it comes, as soon as I saw Flacco go on, she's like the first person I thought of. Like, up, let me check.
Yeah,
And
same.
sure enough, she had that same tweet. Like, up, look who's in. The MVP is in. She just loves that guy. Steros, what were your thoughts as far as the game is? So, do you feel like the team kind of figured it out, or is it the Jets?
I mean, it's both, man. I mean, they played the way we expected them to play, right? This is it's not, one of those outlier games where this is the first time we've seen them perform very well. But I think it's more of Mike White hadn't seen this Bills defense. I mean, they definitely did a good job of disguising coverages, applying pressure where it mattered. And as far as a roster standpoint, they're just not there to be able to compete week in and week out with elite teams. So it was a perfect storm for them. I mean, the Jets, they definitely need a couple years of good drafts and free agency signings and so forth. But Robert Saleh, I mean, I think he's a decent coach, man. People are down on him right now because Jets fans want immediate success, and they're just not there yet. They gotta be patient and wait. But we'll see what happens. But the Bills, I'm done with the Jets, bro. Like we look, we got a whole hell of a team coming in here tomorrow, and I don't think it's gonna be one of those walk in the park games, man. We're gonna have our hands full.
Yeah, we can kind of get on to that. So tomorrow, no Star. Sounds like at least to me, it sounds like there's not going to be any Tremaine Saturday. You know what I mean? Like super sad, like tears. Where do your concerns lie? Let's start off with A-Dubs, Big Dubs. We just talked about those two guys being out, and then whatever else. Going into this game, just looking at it, it's like, what makes you nervous?
I gotta say the running game is like what I'm the most nervous about. I have confidence in their defense, but obviously, just how powerful they run, you wish you had someone big like Tremaine with that physicality to really, be there to jump in and help stop that. But I will say I was really impressed with how AJ Klein has stepped up. So I think, he's shown up, he's done his job. So I think if he can have, a similar performance to how he had against the Jets, and, everyone else can stay healthy and be out there, I feel pretty good. But that's my main concern.
I hear you. I like AJ Klein, and I'm glad that he's he stepped in and he's able to kind of do some things. But can we please just stop with this BS about how he's as good or better than Tremaine Edmonds?
Oh,
and
no.
I'm not going to go on my Tremaine thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I know how my love for Tremaine is. We already know. I love you, Tremaine. We know, okay? We know. But that's not even this. That's not even this. That's not even the love. I'm not even talking about all the bodies and stuff like that. We're not going here. We're not talking bodies. I'm not doing all of this stuff. But we got to relax, okay? We have to freaking relax. Tremaine Edmonds is that dude. We're going to move on. Where you at, K-Gun?
This might be a little bit of an overreaction, but I'm afraid for Josh to die on Sunday. Because of our O-line. I like literal actual death. Like, who's going to stop? Cody Ford's not going to stop him. We literally decided to slap a Band-Aid of Bobby Hart on this. Like, that's my actual fear.
Like, I'd actually rather have Cody Ford than Bobby Hart. Honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, either one of those in my world is not a win. Like, I'm not excited for either one. I'm still sweating. I'm sweating this whole game that somebody's going to drop tackle and Josh is going to get hit so hard that something's going to happen. But like,
shout out to real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off, JR. Shout out to JR. He says, K-Gun, I loved you on Tailgate Talk. First of all, let me tell y'all, if y'all haven't checked out Joe Marino's new show, he has one that airs on Saturdays now where he kind of talks about, it sounds like exactly what it is, Tailgate Talk. And K-Gun, 1/4 of the Chop Up, the president to the Bills Mafia Babes, and all the other awesome titles I can throw out there for her. She was one of the guests this week, or she was the guest this week, and it was an amazing show. So if you didn't go check it out, go check out my man Joe Marino and K-Gun. They had a great conversation. No, you did a great job. I just want to say that you out here like taking over the pod game. Got me and Sterling nervous a little bit.
Sweat boys.
She said sweat, boys. I love it. So, well, but I'm with both of you and A-Dubs. So first the run game, and then also the offensive line for Josh. Let's talk a little bit about that offensive line, because the thing that scares me about it is that Spencer's out with COVID, right? I believe Spencer's out with COVID. I don't know. It's like when he's on the line, they look completely different. Like the entire line, even though he's one guy, and shifting Williams to that right tackle, that right guard position, seems to fix the right side, and then I don't know if it's that the team just kind of figures it out when that side is okay or not, but the entire line looks completely different. What are your concerns, Sterles? Because Kagan just brought up like the I guess Band-Aid of some sorts that you want to call it. I don't see it as a Band-Aid. I see it as you actually opened the floodgates, and I don't like that.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely worried about what they're going to do on offensive line. I don't want to see Cody Ford play. Honestly, I'd rather see Bobby Hart play. Actually, hell, you know what? Let's shelf both of them. They just don't even need to dress. Like, it's that bad. I would much rather see Ryan Bates at right tackle. DeForest Buckner he's just a dude, man. Like, he's one of the better defensive tackles in the league, defensive linemen in the league. I don't think they're going to have an answer for him, honestly. And so I think, the Bills are going to have to employ some 10 personnel. They're going to have to get the quick intermediate game going. Josh Allen, him holding the ball. Look, he's going to have to get rid of the ball, or he's going to have to, when he scrambles and looks downfield, he's going to have to go away from DeForest Buckner. It's just one of those things where this does not look good. But at the same time, to be positive, the Bills didn't have, in the playoffs, the Bills had issues on the offensive line, right? From the guard position. Nothing has changed. Right. So, and they found a way to have answers against the Colts. So we know that the Bills aren't going to be successful running the ball. Let's just scratch that. Rest of the season, we all know. Let's just put the run game to bed. The Bills have no run game. Let's just go back to what we've done last year. Spread the ball out, quick game, and let Josh Allen make plays. It sucks. I don't think that's a recipe for a Super Bowl win, but it's where we are right now. So they're gonna have their hands full up front.
Man, I don't like that conversation. I'm just saying, me. I don't like that conversation because for so long I've been for so long I've been saying, yo, we got to get a run game. We got to get a run game. We got to be able to run. Yeah, like let Josh keep doing what he's doing, but we still got to be able to run the ball. And it just seems like, and it seems like Coach McDiddy was kind of down on it too. Like, I thought we'd be further along at this point, but dude, something has to happen, because I agree with you. I don't think this is a Super Bowl team if we can't run the ball when the other team knows we're going to do it.
Yep. Yeah, and it's going to be a problem. So you already see, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but you can already see in Jacksonville, Josh Allen feels like he has to produce. Everything is on Josh now. And that's not a good place to be. I think it's going to get us in the playoffs, obviously, and may get us, we may win our first game. But to get to the Super Bowl, man, without a running game, I'm sorry, but we're struggling now. No more doom and gloom. But here's the caveat to that: getting Matt Breida involved. So maybe the short intermediate game kind of produces those 2, 3, 4, 5 yard gains that supplement the run game. That's what our run game's gonna have to be like. So Josh is gonna have to check down to his running backs to kind of get things going, right? So we'll see, man. But just like last offseason, Spitz, you and I were right. Maybe it wasn't a first round running back, but they definitely need help in the interior offensive line, and they definitely need a running back who can carry the load. And we don't have that in the backfield. So it's gonna be interesting, man.
Well, shout out to my family, Jay, over at Mafia Talk, a Bills fan podcast. He wants to know, do you think we're going to go after another running back in the draft, and how high? So before I ask you, I'll ask all three of you. But before I ask you this question, for me, I feel like if the team doesn't prioritize offensive line, something's wrong. Like, that's where I'm at first. So like that first pick, or at least that second pick, if it's not an offensive lineman, I'm going to be real disappointed. I think that third or fourth round for me with the running back next year in the draft should be fine. Let's start off with K-Gun here. Do you think that we need to find a running back in the draft this year? Or are you okay with the two that we have, and then kind of just really focus on the offensive line?
I would like to see us go after and fix the offensive line before adding a running back. Honestly, that is still the most glaringly obvious issue that I have with this team is that great, we can, it would be great to get a couple of running backs and kind of up that game, but that's still going to be nothing if, we are not protecting Josh the proper way. So let's handle that O-line and then we'll, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we absolutely need that O-line because again, we just talked about, so when Spencer Brown is in, it looks completely different. But then even when he's out, we have no type of depth. Like that's one of the things about the team in general that I love, like top to bottom. If and I don't know, name a position. If Diggs goes down, we know Emmanuel Sanders can still eat. We know that we got 2, 3, 4 guys on the roster behind him that can eat. Like we still really haven't gotten McKenzie involved in the offense. He got a touchdown last week, but he really hasn't been. He can eat on offense. Then you look at several different positions throughout the team, and we're like that on the offensive line. When Spencer Brown goes down, it's like, oh yeah, we're signing Bobby Hart. It's a rough. It's rough. We need to add some depth there. Where you at with it, A-Dubs?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I think about is just the lack of depth that we have in our offensive line. So I would be like, I'm not going to disagree with you guys that, I would hope that would be our priority in like the first and second round. I could see a running back maybe, in the fourth, maybe even fifth round. But I think offensive line has to be number one.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everybody in Buffalo should be saying the same thing right now. Like, if you're not really paying attention and thinking that we need to correct that offensive line, what are you watching? Because, it's bad, bro. Like, it's so bad. So, let's move on real quick. So, in the division, Patriots won Thursday. They won Thursday, and at this point, they're starting to kind of put some things together that make them look like they could be a contender. They have the second best defense in the league behind the Buffalo Bills. And then offensively, look, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon where I'm like, oh my God, they found the next Tom Brady and he's this and he's that. I'm not going to go there. But I tell you what, he looks really comfortable in that offense and he looks like he knows what he's doing. Are the Patriots a threat, or is it just like, they beat the Falcons? Calm down. Like, where are we at?
I think they're a threat. I don't think they're going to challenge the Bills for a division crown. And this is an unpopular opinion, but I think Mac Jones is probably what you see right now is probably as good as he's going to get. We're talking about a guy that's limited physically. He's just a really smart quarterback, and so I liken him to a guy like Kirk Cousins. He's going to – I think that's his ceiling. I love the fact he has such command of the offense and he can make smart plays and so forth, but there comes a point in time where you play a good defense where he's going to have to make plays off script. And I don't see him being able to do that, being kind of limited physically, right? He hasn't played Sean McDermott's defense, just like Belichick. Sean McDermott is really good against rookie quarterbacks, so, and he doesn't have the weapons necessarily. Now, I would give him the edge as far as the offensive line goes and the running game goes, but there's definitely more to be seen. I'm not ready to crown him just yet like the media is.
Well, the thing is, I'm seeing here in the comments, two people are saying like he doesn't throw over 15 yards or he doesn't throw 10 yards or whatever. Look, you don't have to. For years there was a couple of years where Tom Brady, literally, it was you hike the ball, you get the ball as quick as possible on those slant routes. That's where Amendola made his money. That's where Wes Welker made his money. That's how Tom Brady became so successful when the Pats didn't have a run game. And it's one of those things where it's like you kind of, from a Bills fan perspective, you almost want the Bills to incorporate something like that since we don't have a great offensive line. But at the same time, you have Josh Allen, so you want him to get that thing out there. We got to fix that offensive line. Sorry to keep going back to that, but we just got to fix that. But when you're talking about this team, the Patriots, I agree with you, Stills. I don't think that they're going to I don't see them as being a threat to the Bills. But, hey, they're solid right now, dude. Like, they're doing it. And I think Mac Jones is starting to play with some confidence. I think Bill Belichick is showing, like, I told y'all what I'm not saying that he's going to get a Super Bowl right now, but he's showing, like, as long as I have somebody who can run the offense that I want to run. Last year with Cam's shoulder was just, it just is what it is. So even the 10, 15-yard throws that everybody's in the comments talking about Mac Jones making, Cam just couldn't make them. Now you got a guy who can only make throws. He can't run. He can't do all that stuff. That's right up Bill Belichick's alley. So I don't know, man. Like I feel like those guys are they're doing something in the AFC. How are you feeling about them, K-Gun?
I agree with you. I think that he's special in some ways. I don't think that they are a serious threat to us this season, but I see them becoming a threat to us in the next couple of seasons with him if he keeps progressing the way that he's progressing right now. I mean, just watching a little bit of film on him, because I don't like watching Patriots games. Whatever. His accuracy, I hate them. Like, I just hate them. Like, I think his accuracy seems to be like his strength, and other things can be fixed. So yeah, he is, like you said, he's doing the short ball and whatever that can still win games. But I think that if he can turn that accuracy into something that could be done with a long ball, we're gonna have problems. But they could be a problem for us. So not worried this season. Definitely going to be watching them for the seasons to come, though.
Well, I'm not looking forward to I'm just not looking forward to them being in a position where they might be able to start winning games again. Like, I'm okay with them 6-4 now. I'm okay with the little bit of hype that they're getting. It's cool. Like, let Mac Jones eat a little bit. Cool. But I do not want to get back to where they're just like dominating for, years in and years out. I can't do it. Did any of you catch that? Oh, go ahead.
No, I think and correct me if I'm wrong or if you guys have heard this, but I could swear like a couple days ago I read somewhere that he's actually going to be chasing some record when he comes to Buffalo. Like, there's some record that he's trying to break where it's, the number of games won on the road during a rookie season back to back. And I think what I read is that, like, if he beats Buffalo on Monday Night Football, that will make him the number one in the league ever to have done this. So I think that he's actually going to be playing his brains out when he comes to Buffalo too. I could be wrong. I mean,
he could play his brains out all he wants to. That ain't happening. Damn that is what we going like. Damn that. What? No.
I'm just saying.
No, I don't even. No.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No. that don't even make sense to me when we're talking. Anyway, okay, all right. To win the most games, you gonna come to Orchard Park and think you gonna beat Josh Allen and these Buffalo Bills for a record?
Don't look at me like I'm crazy. The Jags just beat us, and now we're shooting for a record. Like, I'm not
looking at you like you're crazy.
I'm saying that he's gonna try to make it happen.
Well, yeah, I wasn't saying it like you were saying. I'm saying, like, just to the point that that's what he's trying to do. Like, no, get the hell out of here, dude. Like,
you're coming for me. I was like, whoa.
No, I wouldn't come for not K-Gun, not live at least. I wouldn't do that. I would wait till we're not on the show. But anyway,
she's gonna be calling Rob the security guard after this, bro.
Right.
Ron, you won't believe the shit they were talking to me.
Well, let's talk Colts. Let's get back on these Colts. So A-Dubs talked about Jonathan Taylor earlier. I think he's the best back in the league right now. And obviously you can talk Dalvin Cook. You can talk Derrick Henry is now out with the injury, but you can talk Derrick Henry. You can talk Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara. There's a couple guys, there's a very elite group of guys when you're talking about the best back in the league. Jonathan Taylor, to me, in a very sneaky way, has gotten into this position where I really do feel like he's just the best back in the league. I saw a stat the other day. It was an incredible stat with a stacked box. So, meaning 8 guys at the line trying to stop the team from running. They hand him the ball, and he's still averaging 6.8 yards per carry against a stacked box. It's absolutely incredible. A-Dub, you talked about him first a little bit early on. Let's talk about Jonathan Taylor. What do you think the Buffalo Bills defense has to do as far as adjustments to stop him or slow him down, seeing that we might be we're going to be without Star, and we're possibly going to be without Tremaine Edmonds?
It's hard. I don't even know the answer. I just know they got to step it up. Obviously Tremaine is a big loss. Star is a big loss. And I don't really know the answer how to stop him. I just hope that they do.
Yeah, Richard Forbes in the comments says that in his opinion, Taylor is somewhat like a modern day Thurman Thomas. I don't know how if I take it and maybe that's the love for Thurman that I have that kind of immortalizes him and makes him. If I was going to compare anybody to Thurman Thomas, it actually would have been Christian McCaffrey from about 2 seasons ago. I feel like Thurman Thomas was the truly first dual threat running back. Like, he was the guy that could run routes better than most receivers in the league, and he was running over boys. Like, he was putting the hammer down. I don't know. That's a tough one. Maybe that's just in my heart. What do you think, Sterles? Am I just loving Thurman too much, or is Taylor, is that comparison a little bit too much?
I mean, for that's a far-fetched comparison for Jonathan Taylor. I just think he's a damn good running back. I don't think he has the playmaking prowess in the receiving game that Thurman Thomas had. But I like Jonathan Taylor, man. It was a guy that I wish the Bills would have drafted in the second round. You know, the Colts got him real early in the second round, which is nice. But he's a guy that he's got good speed. He's got strength. His lower body's real strong. A guy like him, when he gets to the second level, man, look out. You know, not only does he have speed, but he has the wiggle to to make guys miss, and that's important. You know, and it helps when you have a really good offensive interior offensive line with guys like, Quentin Nelson in there, Ryan Kelly, Mark Glowinski. Man, those guys are really good. So they definitely make a way for him. But we saw this at Wisconsin. I mean, this guy was killing folks in Wisconsin. He's just a damn good back, and yeah, I agree. Like, he's the best in the league, man. If I were to compare a running back to Thurman Thomas, I have to say Alvin Kamara reminds me a lot of Thurman Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you. Back to my peeps at Mafia Talk. They said, can't we just stack the box and force them to win with the pass? Do they have any wide receivers to worry about that Trey might have to follow? Here's the thing. We were going to talk about Carson Wentz in a bit. I know there's a lot of hate, so we can kind of get on Carson Wentz now. For some reason, there seems to be like this narrative that Carson Wentz isn't a solid quarterback. And maybe I'm thinking that he's a solid quarterback, just reminiscent of the year that he almost won MVP before he went out with that ACL injury. I think Carson Wentz is a good quarterback, especially playing under Frank Reich. Like, Frank Reich is an offensive genius. A-Dubs, talk to me a little bit about kind of what you know, or how, if you don't, or whatever, just kind of what you know about Carson Wentz and how you see him. Like, are you nervous at all about him, or do you feel like it's strictly a running thing that we got to stop tomorrow?
For me, I think it's strictly a running thing. Not to say that, Carson Wentz, can't go out and ball out, but he's just not what he used to be, right? He had some real serious injuries that I think have just, kind of, made him slow down a little bit. So, a couple years ago, when he was with the Eagles, I think he was playing really well. I think he's kind of declined a little bit. So I'm not super worried about him, but, I'm also not going to, say that he can't, come out and do his thing either. But I think the run game is the biggest threat.
I agree that the run game is the biggest threat. I feel like last season, so when we played them in the playoffs, they obviously were playing with a quarterback that had no arm. And I feel like if Carson Wentz was starting that game, honestly, I think the Buffalo Bills would have lost. So that's the reason why I have a little bit of a fear. Kristen, and I'm sure you remember the play. I'm sure all three of you remember the playoff game this past January. It really feels like the reason why we won that game is just because the quarterback play was so subpar for them in that game. They won the position, the field position battle. They won on special teams. They won on defense. Like, they really had us in the second half. They had us shook in a way. Are you nervous from that game at all, or are you kind of just looking at this game as obviously it's a new season, new everything is new? You think we got this?
I mean, I'm not going to say I think we've got this, but I'm not going to like casually throw it like that. Like, I think that we're going to have to work for this tomorrow. But I'm not worried after last season, because every season is something different, right? Their team has changed a little bit. Our team has changed a little bit. Like, I'm really not worried about that too much. I do think that we're going to have to lean heavy on our defense to win this game, to be honest. I think we're number one in turnovers. The Colts are somewhere in the top 5. for forcing turnovers this season. So I think that we're going to have to be mindful of that, but also know that we have that power to do that. And I think that that's really what we need to do with them. Is we got to force a bunch of turnovers. And also, I mean, if you watch Carson, his gameplay, just from watching him over the years, seems very much like a break and scramble and then hope to God that he can find like a decent, and make a play out of whatever he's doing. He just always seems, I don't want to say sloppy, but he feels sloppy to me. And always kind of has. So I think that we need to kind of capitalize on both of those things and take advantage of him doing this break and scramble and utilize that to put pressure on him and force some turnovers and just keep getting the ball back in our possession. And then hope
Mess
that
buys
they
in
do
the
the same thing,
Yeah, Mess Spies in the comments says Phillip Rivers was slinging that thing in that game. What do you mean? Steros, can you talk a little bit about what I meant? Because, and maybe you disagree with me as well. So kind of let's get your perspective. In the playoff game, I feel that the quarterback play was the reason that they weren't good. So, and by that, I don't mean that he wasn't performing. Like he obviously got a few first downs there, like it came down to a Hail Mary with him. So what I'm saying is it's not like he was horrible. If they had good quarterback play though, they would have won. What are your thoughts there? Or am I kind of off with that way of thinking?
I think it was the reason why they lost. I think it was for Frank Reich. He had some questionable calls. If you remember in the red zone and 2-point conversions. I think Phillip Rivers played a really good game. I think it was more also is that we couldn't cover a linebacker. So, you saw you saw their tight ends get open, Ali Cox and what's that other guy's name? I can't remember. Jack Doyle. You saw them get open for some big gains. The Bills, were focused on trying to contain Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. So the thing about Rivers to Wentz is that Rivers has the ability, because he's such a veteran quarterback, that he plays better under pressure. And I think that's where Carson Wentz is struggling this year. You're going to see tomorrow that he's going to make some questionable plays. His judgment and crunch time is worrisome. If the Bills can somehow find the solution to kind of contain Jonathan Taylor, it's going to put a lot of the onus on the quarterback to kind of make plays. And I don't think Carson Wentz has the ability to make play after play after play to keep it competitive if the running game isn't working. So as far as the playoff game, like I said, I will go with Phillip Rivers. He played a good game that game. I'm not going to take anything from him there, but I don't see with their wide receivers outside of Pittman, I don't really see a threat on the outside. So I would definitely give the Bills secondary the edge there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And as far as what I feel about Phillip Rivers' game, I'm not saying like he played bad. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He didn't by any means play bad. When I say if they had a better quarterback, they would have won. I mean, so I feel like Phillip Rivers played the game that they could have expected from him to play. It was one of his best games for him, for his age, for where he was at his career. He did everything that they could have asked him to do. If that team last year would have had a Josh Allen, if that team last year would have had, just a better quarterback, I feel like that. And that's what I meant when I say that. I mean it more in the sense that I didn't feel that he was able to win the game for them. It took a lot more than just quarterback play for them to win. But either way, like I said, Phillip Rivers, man, he put it all out there. It came down to, a dying throw at the end where he had to try to do a Hail Mary play and it just didn't work out. So all in all, he still put them in a way to, or in a position to kind of sort of win the game. But hey, we got 8 games left, right? So it's we're halfway in the game, technically past the halfway point now. We took a disappointing, embarrassing, ugly, disgusting loss to the Jaguars. What do you think we're gonna do for the rest of the 8 games that we got? Because 5-3 for the first half, or 6-3 for the first half of the season is pretty good, but we lost 3 all last year. So where do you think that we end up now? We got 8 games left, and we're already at the total losing record from last year. Let's start with K-Gun on this one.
I mean, we're heading into the gauntlet, right? Like we've got the Colts, we've got New Orleans, we've got Tom Brady and the Bucks, we've got the Monday Night Football against the Patriots. I think that we've had a pretty weak schedule, up until this point, but this is where it's about to get serious, and we need to prove ourselves over these next 4 games to really kind of gain that confidence. I mean, I think we all feel that we are a Super Bowl caliber team, but this is going to be the test for that. We need to see these guys really step up and look solid, not just squeak by. We need some solid wins through these next 4. So that's we got to make a solid run right now. I'm nervous, but I think we're going to do it.
We got John in the comments says Bills 38, Colts 17. Longtime season ticket holder, 41 years. So he's been around the block a few times. He's seen this thing happen.
Wait,
so he said
that's Elvis. Hey.
Is that Elvis?
I think that's
What's
Elvis.
up, Elvis? Isn't that is it Ab Bay or is it like AB Bay? I don't know her name. Is that her pops?
Yeah, that's Ab's dad. But he's like in front row, like with the guitar.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Right. Well, I mean, is that him though? Is what I'm asking. If that's him, shout out to him. If not, whoever it is, shout out to you, John. And John says that we're gonna end the season 13-4. So shout out to John. Shout out to Elvis. Let's get it. Play some music for us, man. We just got done talking about how music is more important than everything else. So he say 13-4, and where were you at with it, K-Gun?
Oh, I'm actually I'm gonna go a little bit less than that. I was gonna do 12-5, but
he said, "Yep."
Hey, hi John.
Hey. Shout out to John. Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate you. It's an honor. He's a big deal in Buffalo. Big deal. So you say 12-5. So you say 12-5.
Yeah, I'm going 12-5 for the season on this one.
So where are the losses coming from? That's 2 more losses. Where you see us losing?
I know the Bucs haven't been playing that well lately, but there's always still that PTSD from Tom Brady. So I'm saying that we're probably going to lose to the Bucs. I also am a little bit worried about the Saints. Little bit. I don't know. I can't even really give solid reasons on why. I just have a bad feeling about it. I think we're losing the Saints. I think we're losing the Bucs.
I've decided I'm no longer coming to Buffalo ever again during the season.
Why?
Because the last 2 times, so I've been in Buffalo twice this year when there was a Buffalo Bills football game, and both times I was physically in the city of Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills lost. We lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So
Stay where you are.
I think I just need to stop visiting during the season, which means it's only warm weather. Warm weather turn up. I'm only there during the warm months. I don't know. Where you at, A-Dubs, Big Dubs?
I'm also going 12-5. I don't know why Tom Brady's always their kryptonite. And even though they haven't been doing that great, I still feel like mentally, I think that's going to be a hard game for our guys. So that is one game I think we're going to lose. But as far as the other game, I hate to say it, but I think we're going to split with the Patriots. I think we're going to win one, and I think we're going to lose one, unfortunately, because if we keep having, especially if we keep having those offensive line struggles that we've been having and their defense keeps getting in the rhythm and Mac keeps, progressing to get in a rhythm, I just worry that, one game, maybe they just outplay us. So that's what I'm worried about. But I will say, so far, for every game I've been at physically myself, the Bills have won. So I'm hoping that we win on Thanksgiving when we're down in NOLA. So I hope Kristen's wrong with that prediction.
Well, you need to be at every game from now on. Just go to every game. I need them boys to win out, period. Where you at, Steros, for the girls?
Man, I'm going to agree with A-Dub. I think, it's a good chance that we split with the Patriots. I hate to say it, but I think we beat them at home, but I think we might lose on the road. And I would say I think we'll handle the Saints next week. I'm not worried about the Saints necessarily, but I think, it's going to be that Tampa game. I think, man, I just don't have the confidence in the Bills and the head game, that we're going to beat Tampa Bay. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would really hope that the Bills lose to the Bucs, honestly, because take your 2 losses, go to the playoffs, and just beat the shit out of everybody. That's what I want. Yeah. That's what I would be okay with that. Like 6-2, and then just and the playoffs just go crazy. So I know that's like the if I was Stevie Wonder, that's superstitious, right? But you can't be a football fan if you're not superstitious, even a little bit.
I mean, you see, I just said I'm not coming back to Buffalo because we took losses every time I'm
Right.
in town. So I'm clearly superstitious. I can't act like I'm not. I'm gonna go with. I think I agree. The general consensus here is that they're gonna lose like another 2 games throughout the season at least. I think it's gonna be the 2. Now, here's the thing. I'm not concerned like everybody else as far as the Bucks. I think it's gonna be one of those games where it's like kind of like the Jags. Like, okay, this is a team that we should absolutely win. We need to just go ahead and just deal with it and move on to the next week. And I think the mentality of looking forward might get us, because I don't think from what I've seen this season, the Bills show up for big games. Big games meaning Kansas City. The emotion behind that game was bigger than the team that we played against, but they showed up. You look at the Titans. I think obviously we lost, but the Titans things. If you look at that game, I feel like it was more so about the way the cookie crumbled for us. Like certain calls that were made or weren't made, certain things. So I still think we're a better team than the Tennessee Titans, even when Derrick Henry was not injured. So for that, I can't. I just feel like it's going to be one of those things. I just feel like the Bills show up for big games, and it's going to be one of those games where it's like, we should dominate this team. And then we're all going to be sitting there on a Sunday night. Like, what in the world is happening? Like that. So I feel like it's going to be that, but let's get into these predictions. What are we looking at for a stat line from Josh, and then a score prediction? And then let's get on out of here. Let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Crawford about to bust some heads. I'm looking forward to the fight. So let's talk. Let's get a Josh Allen stat line. Let's start with my homegirl, A-Dub, Big Dubs.
Yeah, so I got 31-21 Bills. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Josh will throw about 330, 340. And I think 3 of them will be in the air. But I hope our defense really steps it up too for that run game.
Real quick, Jason Taylor, he's asking, playing a Super Bowl champ isn't a big game. For starters, the Kansas City Chiefs are not the Super Bowl champions, and this is a team that is 2 years removed from that. So I wouldn't consider them the Super Bowl champs. I think that they're not as good as they were when they were the Super. Obviously, they're not as good. They're figuring things out, but at the time that we played them, they weren't playing like a good football team at all. And there's a reason why we dominated that game, and there's a reason why it wasn't close. No, I don't think it was a big game, but it was a big game mentally, and they showed up for that. And now he's saying he's talking about Tampa. No, Tampa is a big game. I'm saying we show up for the big games. I don't think that we're going to have to struggle there. I think the struggle is going to be against a team that we know we should beat, and then it's going to be like, why the hell aren't they winning? That's what I'm saying. K-Gun, where we at? What's your prediction in Josh Allen's stat line? Wait, yeah, we on a K-Gun.
Yeah. So I was actually also going to go 31-21, but because of that, I will switch it up. I will go 28-24 Bills. So I'll tighten it up a little bit. Now, that being said, I still think that Josh is going to get, let's go with 320 yards. One of the touchdowns that we get is going to be a pick 6 on our defense. So I think that we will have a defensive touchdown on this. That's it. We're good. Move up.
Is it going to be Jordan Poyer?
I don't know if it'll be Poyer. Yeah, let's go. You know what? It's going to be Poyer. It's going to be
Poyer All-Pro, or we riot.
Or we riot. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I got my Big Dubs hoodie on the way. I'm excited about it.
Let's go. I'm mad it's sold out. I couldn't get one. Before we move on to Sturros, so John would like to come on the podcast. So Kristen, if you could head this up for me, I know your friends or associates, I don't know what term to use, but you're friendly with his daughter.
I know,
so
yeah.
if you can kind of so if you can kind of do that, let's get him on the chop up coming up either the next episode or the episode after. Let's make that happen. And so Sturros, where we at with it, man? What you thinking?
Well, since Kristen took my prediction, 28-24, I'm going to go 33-20 Bills.
Ooh.
Okay. I think, you're going to see Josh with like 285 in the air, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And I think, Tremaine's not going to play. So I'm going to say a linebacker of some sort gets an interception for sure. Tremaine's not playing, but we do love Tremaine around here. So, I'll go with Milano here. I'll go with Milano's going to get a pick. Trey's going to get a pick. And I think Carson Wentz, they're going to blow the game out in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a close game until the fourth quarter, and then I think the Bills are going to take over.
All right, I'm with that. I love you, Tremaine. Get well soon. Okay, get healthy. I need to see you. And I'm all in favor of sitting Tremaine tomorrow. Even if he could play, I still want to sit him. Reason being, we play again Thursday. It's a quick turnaround. Let this man be healthy. I want to see him come back ready to go. I don't want to see him come back and then kind of re-injure or tweak something and then he's out for a longer amount of time. No. Let my man relax. Go ahead and heal up. Let's get your dress retwisted, man. Let's chill. Come back Thursday. Let's get jiggy Thursday. And also, before we get out of here, I do have to shout out justincasebags.net. I need y'all to jump over to that website and go check them out. We got something for everybody. We got something for the ladies. We got something for the fellas. We got something just in case you're leaving the gym, something just in case you're leaving work and you don't have enough time to get home and make some changes so you can go out on your hot date, or for a sneaky little link. We got something for the fellas. We got something for the ladies. Head over to justincasebags.net and do that thing. And also, I need y'all to get out to Consumers Beer. Need y'all to get out to Wegmans. Need y'all to get out to Resurgence. Kristen was just there today. Need y'all to get out to Resurgence.
You're sold out at Resurgence.
Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mew, 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 mew.
Yeah.
You hear the mew, mew, mew. That's the air horns. Mew, 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 mew. We
Yeah,
out at Resurgence. So don't go to Resurgence, but don't go looking for the Buffalo Rumblings IPA because we sold it out. Go to Consumers, go to Wegmans, get in there. And also, is there any big baller beans left? Big berry beans left?
Yeah. There's a little bit of big berry bean. I believe Consumers is sold out, but they still have some of it at the brewery, and they also still have some at Wegmans. But possibly Consumers. Right. But I was hearing murmurs that it was sold out at Consumers.
Well, let's get it. Why am I seeing in the comment? I'm not even going to talk about
it. Hold on. We've been on this whole damn podcast, and nobody talked about what their favorite Thanksgiving dish is, bro.
Ooh.
Oh.
We can't do our fans like that, bro.
No.
I mean, we could do it. I always typically save mine for I save mine for the hump day. We got like literally the day before Thanksgiving, but I could get jiggy with y'all. Let's do it.
I know what you're not going to say.
What's that?
He's not going to say he likes. No, I was going to say he's going to say he doesn't like eggnog. Because he's weird. He's not on team eggnog.
Eggnog is trash. I agree.
It's trash.
Oh, so we got a 50-50 split here.
We do. Listen, you might have not had the right kind of eggnog then. Like you haven't had it done right.
First of all, let's break it down to the schematics. Think of the name of it. Eggnog. What the? No.
A little bit of egg going straight to your noggin. It's delicious.
No.
Right. It's good.
Nah, player.
Y'all ain't living.
It ain't.
I tell you what. Y'all gotta have me drunk already, and then I can have eggnog.
That's fine.
No, like I gotta. Yeah, like
that's fine.
I gotta be like 5-6 shots in already.
Playing. We're gonna do that like off season.
Who wants some thick ass eggnog? Like
right, like that's disgusting. Like, what are you doing?
Damn.
Some whiskey in there.
Yes.
It literally tastes like you're drinking like a thick version of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You gotta
spice up your life, like.
First of all, if you're an African American male over the age of 30, you lactose as hell. So eggnog
all day.
Eggnog is gonna send you to the bathroom holding the walls like this. So we ain't doing it.
Oh my god.
Eggnog gonna have me wrong, man.
Just speaking facts, y'all. I'm just speaking facts, man. Hey.
Well, but as far as the dishes though, so I'm a turkey dude, but I like my turkey deep fried.
Ooh, I'm air frying one this year.
I'm with the air fryer, but it has to be fried. I can't do it gets too dry in the oven for me. Unless there's certain people that I know who really know how to do it. Like you got to really know how to cook. But for the most part of my life, it ain't been successful when I've been meeting people with these when they go to people's houses. I don't like their dry ass turkeys. I can't do it.
We deep fry ours, and this is the first year I'm missing out. Usually my brother does it, and it comes out really bomb.
How big is your air fryer?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
it's like a giant pot with it's dope. You
can
cool.
fit a turkey in that?
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
full
No.
turkey, not cut it into
You're thinking like an air fryer that goes in the house. I got one of those too, but I also have like an air fryer where you could just put the turkey in it on the little this little tray thing, just like if you were deep frying the turkey. It's the same concept, but you air frying it, and it's gonna be dope. If I could send you some, I would, but I know your people only use salt, pepper, garlic, so it's all.
Sterling, oh my God.
Listen, leave me in
Bro,
okay?
hey, are you guys like cranberry sauce homemade, or you? Because I'm a cranberry sauce in the can. Like I want to take a butter knife and just
I need the can.
Steve,
My mom
cut it by
does
the
the
ridges.
can.
Yeah,
we cut it by the ridges.
Well, listen,
Hey,
I'm gonna go find Ron
if
and
I
have
tell
my
y'all right,
friends-
hey, there ain't no way in hell me and Spence ain't related. God damn, boy. I swear to God. I swear to God, boy. I ain't even got to say the shit. He already knows what I'm about to say, man.
Yeah, you got to go by the ridges on that thing, boy. It's already cut for you.
Actually, and it's got to be cold as hell, boy. You got to put that thing in the refrigerator, too. Boy, I'm telling you, with that dressing, God dang, boy. I swear to God, it's so good.
My mom's dressing is my favorite. She puts Italian sausage in it, and it's the bomb. And then my auntie's mac and cheese is bomb.
Man,
Those are my two favorites. It's like 1A and 1B for me for my favorite
I'm
side.
gonna give y'all some knowledge, man. Look, I don't care what race you are, but I'm just saying y'all need to find like a black family to go kick it with on the holidays because they're gonna do you right. Like, find one of them churches, man. They take anybody, man. If you hungry,
giving it out,
bro, you're gonna have the best Thanksgiving of your life. I swear to
Girls,
God.
I'm coming out to do Thanksgiving with you next year in Denver. That's
y'all. All y'all can
I'll
come,
go to the
man.
grocery
I'm
store.
telling
I will
you.
get you canned cranberry sauce. That's my contribution. I'll bring every kind of that they've got in the store.
Girl, bring your 52 cents to Denver, girl. We got it.
You gotta be smart and make your go play early before everything's gone.
Yeah.
Y'all too much tonight. Like y'all gonna get me in trouble. This is awesome. I love it. I love it. So you know what? I do got one question because it is still the time for it. So really, I gotta ask this: pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Neither.
Sweet potato pie.
I'm going sweet potato pie.
That ain't even a question.
I just had to kick Kristen out. Kristen said neither.
You know she gonna say pumpkin pie.
Wait a minute. She said neither.
Oh,
you got to have one.
No.
You gotta have at least one.
She gotta go.
We gotta have some marshmallows.
He said she gotta go.
She gotta go. I love her. She gotta go on that. She ain't never had no good Thanksgiving. That's what basically what she's telling us, bro. We're going next year. We're gonna have a chop up crew. Thanksgiving.
We're gonna have to have even if it's not like because I understand everybody got stuff and family and whatever they want to do on thing. We gotta have a chop up. Like we're gonna get together and really chop it up. We're gonna have some family time.
I'm cooking.
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen with you. We're gonna do that.
I'm coming.
Y'all just chill. Ladies, y'all gonna just chill. We're gonna do this for y'all.
No. I'm making the mashed potatoes.
You making what?
I'm making mashed potatoes and green bean casserole because you got.
No, you ain't.
Yes,
y'all gonna chill.
Yeah, y'all gonna hang out.
Y'all gonna relax.
Girl,
y'all gonna relax.
Mr. Strohs, that does not. Have you ever had mashed potatoes made with bison dip?
You got her stuttering, bro. She's like, that's how serious it is. She's like, no, Mr. Sterling
Furrow.
she got the finger going. You know it's real.
Ryan's gonna tell you. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, she said bison dip. What the hell is that? No, and don't.
You ain't had bison dip.
Hell no. What is that?
What?
No, you gotta have bison dip. But
y'all know I don't live there, right? Y'all know I don't live in
Sterling's in Denver. Sterling's in Denver, so we got to have a little.
No,
you got to have that though. I'm with her on that.
Thank you.
I'm with her on that.
Thank you. Let me
make casserole. I can't get down with the casserole.
Let y'all make the casseroles, man. Y'all can make.
Yeah, I can't do the casserole. You can. Yeah.
I'll make a mean green bean casserole and some fat ass.
Mean green bean. That's what I like to hear, sis. I'm here for it.
The one thing I don't want to see though this year. I do not want to log on to Twitter Thursday and see all these plates that do not look good. People be posting pictures. Learn how to take pictures of food. Like you got to take pictures of the right way. Like people plates do not look appetizing. I'd be like, y'all hungry? Y'all hungry looking at that?
Especially dry turkey. Don't take pics of the dry turkey. That doesn't look good.
Bro, and listen, the stuff they call it stuffing. It's
You
dressing,
about to get
man.
in trouble. You about to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, this don't. Yeah, you do that shit in a fucking. I mean, in a box.
Wait, squirrel.
Hey, I got convictions on Thanksgiving, bro. I'm just telling y'all right now. We go have to riot. Hey, you call it stuffing? We riot. I got strong convictions on this food game of Thanksgiving, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, you know what? They about to get me in trouble. I'm about to get on out of here. Look, y'all know how I do it over here with the Buffalo Rumblers. Sterling got me. I got to edit now. He going in.
Look, Charlie Grow, stuffing in a box is the only way to go. That's why ain't coming to my Thanksgiving. You can keep that. That's the problem in America. Damn, stuffing in a box. Y'all can keep all that. Keep all that. I don't want none. Boy,
My mom would never.
Boy, that shit so
Mom would
dry.
never.
It's so dry you can't even chew it, bro. It's like government. It's like government peanut butter. It's like you be like, that shit's so hot, man. Get out of here with that, man.
Hey, listen, y'all know how we do it at the Buffalo Rumblers YouTube Podcast Network. It's your boy Jay Smith the King. Y'all love each other, take care of each other, and live in peace. And as always, stay positive, test negative. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.